He is the most handsome lawyer in town, but he only loves his wife. He didn't realize that his wife is an unattractive guy. Looking at such a handsome husband, she wants to run away from home. But when she arrives at the train station, she hesitates. And when she hears that her train is arriving, she slowly walks out. And that's when Kez arrives from home. The train carrying his wife had long left, and just when he was sad, a woman appeared, which was none other than his wife's friend, Kasha. But her sudden appearance depressed Kez, who didn't know how well Kasha and his wife really knew each other. So he still hesitated and didn't say anything about his wife's departure from him. Instead, he brought Kasha back home, and Kasha's purpose was clear this time. It was to destroy the relationship between the two. After returning home, she had no problem entering Annie's room and changing into Annie's sexiest dress. Kez was very shocked when he saw it. However, at this time, his wife came back. At this time, the worry in Kez's heart finally dropped. But the moment Annie saw Kasha, she was shocked how she came, while Kasha acted as if she was very familiar with Annie, not only treating this place as her own home, but also treating Kez as if he was her own husband and inviting him to dance. However, Kez refused outright, but despite Kez's refusal, Kasha continued to force himself, which made it difficult for him. He looked at Annie, and she didn't object, so he had no choice but to accept, and Annie was furious. And during the dance, Kasha kept teaching Kez to spread his legs, and Kez looked helplessly at Annie, but he still did as he was told. Once, twice, 3 times. Kez finally couldn't help himself, so he made an excuse that he had to go to work to get away with it. And it was only the next day that Anne said to Kez that Kasha wasn't her friend, and that the purpose of her visit was to see my jokes, and then take them back to talk about them as gossip. She cannot let Kasha get away with it, but also Kasha many times to leave the relationship between the two, so that the two feelings closer and closer. And in order to get rid of Kasha, Kez proposed to go to the temple to play, but to climb the mountain. Thought Kasha is not willing to go, but let them did not expect is that the Kasha, in order to split up the two, but also in high heels to follow them to climb the mountain. When they arrived at a small wooden bridge, she began to pout to Kez. She did not dare to cross. Want Kez to carry herself over? This is not to make it difficult for Kez? He looked at Annie and could only carry her over. While at that moment, Annie couldn't stand to run away, Kez quickly followed and watched as Kasha repeatedly molested Kez. This time, she finally couldn't help it.